I'm going to start and ask you if there is any chance, a snowball's chance, and you know where, that these men were just helping Chinese citizens with driver's licenses and the like.
Absolutely not. There is no way that they were performing what we would consider administrative duties here in the United States. Because really, we have to remember that this behavior goes back, I think, probably farther than 2016. But we have the first instances reported of this type of aggressive behavior or this transnational repression to 2016 in Italy. We also saw it in Canada. Really, this behavior is very typical, quite frankly, on the part of the Chinese, and they were not serving an administrative purpose, though it's not surprising they would operate under that guise.
Well, how concerning is it then that China was able to do this here under our noses for years, it seems? I know at least dating back to about 2018, although in the fall, this police station, as we're calling it, was closed. But how concerning is it that they were able to operate and get away with it for long enough for us to not notice?
So here's the thing, and obviously I don't have this information, but when I was an FBI agent and I worked Chinese counterintelligence, the reality is these cases do take a long time to build because you want to be able to successfully prosecute them. I'm not familiar with the intricacies of this case, but the one that I worked did take several years. The Chinese, in their espionage tactics, seem to operate at what we call kind of a slow and steady pace. We tend to be quick in how we want to receive our information. They are slow and steady. The individual that I participated in the arrest in, he was here for 28 years until he was eventually caught. And so espionage is a slow kind of burn and lead up to a prosecution. So it is concerning, but my guess is they probably were keeping tabs on them for a little bit.
And so let's talk a little bit more about how to build this case and that it takes years. Does it work like some Chinese national went to this police station, was intimidated, see something, say something, came to maybe NYPD or somewhere else and said, this doesn't seem right? Is that kind of how you start building this case?
In my gut says yes, that's probably how this started. Or people who are around the police station noticed unusual activity, a flood of people coming in and out, people leaving, seeming shaken, those kinds of things. But my guess is probably someone who had gone to that police station was perhaps harassed or intimidated or threatened, maybe anonymously tipped off NYPD, and then that escalated up to the FBI and began the investigation.
Gosh, it has to take a lot of courage for someone who is not a citizen in this country, perhaps doesn't speak the language, has just been, backroomed by somebody that might be working for the Chinese government, to then go to the American government, via the NYPD or the FBI, what have you, and to say this isn't right. That's a lot of courage there.
It is a lot of courage. And then to add an extra layer to that, we have to remember that whomever, if a person did tip them off, the reality is they probably still have family in China. And those family members are probably being used as some kind of an intimidation tactic or tip to get them to act. And so, you have to remember that they're putting their families also in China at risk. And so that is even an extra layer. If it was a person that tipped them off, that's incredibly brave of them.
Well, another story here. 34 Chinese nationals were charged with using social media to harass Chinese dissidents abroad. And they're abroad. They've been charged here, but they're abroad, and they're probably not coming to the United States now that they've been charged. I'm just curious as to how else China might exert influence from abroad on folks in the United States and elsewhere.
So really, they have been using cyber means for a long time. This particular group that was targeted in this arrest, where the individuals came from, is the 912 Special Working Group, and they are part of the Ministry of Public Security, and that is what they do, and they are excellent. I do think that this could have what ramifications, what we call hostage diplomacy, in terms of China taking, American citizens or people that sympathize with America hostage for them to get what they want and to get these charges dropped. So that's one way that can have sort of a broader ripple effect.
Well, we have kind of shown that with Russia, at least, that we are willing to do deals. It's interesting to see if that will bleed over to China's geopolitical aims here. Now, China, speaking of which, does believe the U.S. is overhyping these arrests. Is that a reasonable response here?
100%. I wouldn't have expected anything different. Really, they deny, deflect, and then victimize. That seems to be how China reacts. I mean, really, they're saying what we're engaging in smear campaigns, manipulation, we're fabricating a narrative. That is absolutely in line with China and 100% how I expected them to respond.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.